That's what it is. Mass, unskilled. You see where in California now they're giving them medical care, education. They're getting treated better than our veterans are treated. And you know, when they see that, they all come. They say, oh, you mean you're going to give us free medical? This is not even believable. In California, free, and other places, free medical, education. The classrooms, you have people that can't even speak English and they're sitting all over the classroom. It's killing our country. But we will have a huge dividend to address the homeless crisis in our own country. We're going to save a tremendous amount of money. We're going to take care of them. We will get the homeless into tent cities, shelters, rehab, and mental institutions, and we'll get them off the streets of our cities. And living like that is no good for them, the homeless, and it's no good for the people that have to make our cities great again. You can't make your cities great when you have thousands of people laying all over the streets. To uphold our Second Amendment, I will ask Congress to put a bill on my desk delivering national concealed carry reciprocity. And I will immediately restore free speech in America. We've lost our free speech. And we've lost our press. We've lost our media. It's so sad what happens to them. They don't report. It's not even what they report. They don't report. They didn't report the Biden stuff. They knew about it. They had the 51 intelligence agents. You saw that? Where they said, yeah, it's Russian disinformation. We don't have to report it. These are corrupt people. This is it. And everybody knew that wasn't true. And we will take care of our amazing veterans. And we did it, you know, for 4 years. We had a 92% rating at the VA, at the vet. 92%. We did a great job. It's the highest rating by far that they've ever had. On day one, I will sign a new executive order to cut federal funding for any school pushing critical race theory, transgender insanity, and other inappropriate racial, sexual, or political content on our children. I will also support parents' rights. Can you believe I have to say that? Can you believe I'm saying I will support parents' rights? Can you imagine 15 years ago saying, I will support parents' rights? And people would look at you and say, this guy's crazy. Parents' rights, of course. Who wouldn't support that? There are people that don't want the parents to have any rights, including the direct election of school principals by the parents, so you can get people that you want. If any principal is not getting the job done, the parents should be able to vote and fire him, get him out, get somebody that will get it done. And I will not give 1 penny to any school that has a vaccine mandate or a mask mandate. Crazy. We did a great job, but we didn't mandate anything. The Democrat governors would run their states, and generally they did those mandates, and they were disasters. And a lot of them, they really did it right. Republican governors, when you look at what happened. And I will tell you another thing that people can't even believe. I will keep men out of women's sports, okay? No, did you ever hear of anything like that? You saw the other day the weightlifter and this young woman, 19-year record. Well, I don't know what it is, 200 and some odd pounds. It's a lot. It's a lot for a man or for a woman to lift, but it's a lot. And this record stood woman's record for years, 19 years or something. And she got over the barbell. They put like a little tiny ounce on one side, ounce on the other. This thing was, if you beat it by an ounce, you have the world record. And she got up there and, should I do it? I'm going to do it. She couldn't do it. Then a guy came along, who happens to be a woman now, according to the laws of our country. And he looked at it. They said, have you lifted before? Not really. Let's take a look. He looks at it and goes, he has the record by like 90 pounds or something. It is so stupid. It is so unfair. The swimmer you know about, right? The swimmer. She's a great swimmer. Great, great, great swimmer. She's going for the world record. She looked up and down. She sees young ladies that she grew up with. They're all great swimmers. They've been from the time they were born, frankly, because that's the way it is. They were good from the time they were born. Jack Nicklaus was a great golfer from the first day he picked up a club. That's the way it goes, right? You know, they were great. She looked up. She sees her friend. She looks down. Then she looked to her right, and there's this huge person. Looked like Wilt Chamberlain. Wilt the Stilt. He was 7'1". Looked like with a wingspan. He was built like this. She was built, I'm sorry, like this. Most perfect body. I wish I had a body like that. I would have been president 20 years ago if I had this body. It comes down like this. And she looks, she says, whoa, whoa, I wonder how she swims. And you know the young lady was very seriously injured. You know that, right? Windburn! Because he went by her so fast. The wind was so great. She got a bad windburn, but she'll be okay. Now, does anybody really believe what's going on in this country? I will sign a law prohibiting child sexual mutilation in all 50 states. And this is what we must do to save our country from destruction. 2024 is the final battle. If we don't take it over, we're not going to have a country anymore. I want to be positive. I'm just telling you, we're not going to, if we allow them to cheat, because it's the only way they're going to win the election, if we allow them to cheat again, you're not going to have a country. If you put me back in the White House, the reign of corrupt Washington establishment will be over, and America will be a free nation once again. With your support in this election, we are going to complete the mission. We are going to finish what we started. We did so much. We rebuilt our military so much, but we have things to finish. Stand with me, and together we will defeat the globalists, the Marxists, communists, and the rhinos, and we will also defeat the fake news media because they're in on the act. We will evict Joe Biden from the White House, and we will restore the American Republic as the strongest, freest, and most powerful nation the world has ever known. We're going to get ourselves back there, and we're going to get it fast. They know me very well. They're not looking forward to having this happen, but they'll live with it. Actually, we got along with them pretty well. There were certain assets also. You know, other countries need a strong America, not just us. Other countries need a strong America. The USA is a mess. Our economy is crashing. Inflation is out of control. Our banks are failing. Russia has joined with China. Saudi Arabia has joined with Iran. China, Russia, Iran, North Korea have formed together as a menacing and destructive coalition. Our currency is collapsing, and the dollar will soon no longer be the world standard. Can you believe this? And that will be our greatest defeat in over 200 years if we lose the dollar. There's a really good chance that we will. But it won't happen with me, not even a small chance. Just like Russia would never have invaded Ukraine, like China would not have even thought about raiding Taiwan. Wouldn't have happened. They understood. They understood. Can't do that. I used to say that if you took the 5 worst presidents in the history of the United States and added them up, they would not have done near the destruction to our country as Joe Biden and the Biden administration have done. But now I say if you took the 10 worst presidents, because I really believe that, if you took the 10 worst presidents and added them up, they would not have done to our nation what this man and what this administration has done. And by the way, they're going to, after this speech, they're going to be coming after me big time. We are a failing nation. We are a nation in decline, and that's what's happening. I hate to say it. It makes you sick to say it. And now these radical left lunatics want to interfere with our elections by using law enforcement, and we can't let that happen. With all of this being said, and with a very, very dark cloud hanging over our country, I have no doubt that we will together win the presidential election of 2024 and make America great again. We're going to do it. Thank you. God bless you, everybody. God bless you. God bless you. And now God bless me, because I'm going to take a couple of questions, okay? Where are we going to go with the questions? Do we have a mic at some point? Do we have a little mic? Oh, go ahead, please. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Gerard. Thank you for the shout out earlier. I appreciate that. One of the issues we are super passionate about at the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women is women's sports and keeping biological men out of women's sports and out of women's bathrooms.
Right.
We recently released a statement calling out Chris Pappas and Ann Custer for voting against the Protection of Women's and Girls Sports Act. So how do we ensure that women can compete on an even playing field and feel safe when it comes to this issue?
Vote for Trump. That's how you do it. Okay? You're going to have no problem. You got me on that one before it was even an issue. It's the craziest thing. And you know, it's amazing. It's a good statement and or question, but so many people, they hear it, they can't even believe it. They can't even believe what's going on with that subject. No, you vote for Trump. That's going to be totally gone. Okay? Go ahead, please. Yes, go ahead.
Yes, sir, Mr. President. Thank you very much, Frank Dawson, and thank you for the phone call 3 years ago.
I remember that, yeah.
Thank you very much. You're well the man.
Thank you very much.
I would like to ask you a question concerning the military.
Okay.
Do you promise the veterans out there, guarantee them that you will make our military stronger as it was before you were pushed out of office, and you will return, and also make a promise to all law enforcement, all legitimate law enforcement, that you will protect and support them all the way?
So I remember the call. I don't know why, but I have a good memory. But I remember the call very much, and I appreciate the love with that statement, not just a statement. The answer is yes. We rebuilt our military. We have the finest equipment in the world. You know, we had jets that were 48 years old, where the grandfather was flying them. Some of the bombers, the grandfather was flying them, and now the grandson is flying them. Now, we're redoing our military. We redid a lot. As you remember, I made Space Force, and they tried to end it as soon as they came into office, and they had a revolt in the military. We created Space Force. That's the first time in 78 years since the Air Force that something like that's been done, creating a new branch. So the answer is yes, 100%. You will be satisfied. Not only that, the veterans are very satisfied. 92%. But now, in other words, we had an approval rating, the VA, of 92%. That's never happened before. That's a real job. You know, we got approved where you can fire sadists and sick people. You know, you couldn't fire them. No matter what they did, you couldn't fire them because of lots of reasons. I won't blame civil service. I won't blame unions. I won't blame anyone. You couldn't fire them. And we got that done. And we also got it done where you can go out and get your own doctor, and we pay, because some of the veterans, as you know, were online for weeks and months. Some of them became terminally ill, waiting to get just a very simple procedure or prescription. They'd have to wait 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. And we made it, you understand, those two things were very important. The ability, we fired, I think, 12,000 people. They were sadists. They wouldn't attack these people in prime time, I can tell you. But they were sadists, they were thieves, there's some very bad people. We got rid of them. We actually had that passed in the legislature. They've been trying to do it for 48 years. And then on the other, as you know, that was a big deal. If you have to wait online for any more than 24 hours, you have the right to go out and get a doctor, get yourself taken care of, and we pay the bill. And that worked out unbelievably well. You know that's true. That's why they like us. But the answer is yes, we'll take care of it, okay? Thank you. Good to see you. Okay, please.
Good afternoon, Mr. President. I'm Christine Peters, also from the New Hampshire Federation of Republican Women.
Good.
And two of the top three issues that women are concerned about right now are inflation and the economy. And how do things like the environmental social governance play into all of the economic issues that are facing women?
Well, they do, and you have these fanatics, the environmental fanatics. I'm an environmentalist. A lot of you are, you want clean water, we want clean air. Nobody wants dirty air and water and other things. So, but you have to be reasonable. These people are crazy. They're putting windmills all over the place. They're going all over windmills. The birds. You want to see a bird cemetery? Go under a windmill sometime. And they're made in China, just so you know, and causing a lot of problems. Very expensive. But I will say this: we will take care of this inflation by going and drilling. You know the sign in Con Ed, they have Con Edison in New York Utility. They used to have a sign: dig we must, drill we must. We must drill. And we did some job. We had it down to below $1.87 for a period of time, gasoline. And what a difference that made. When they came in and they closed everything down, they got rid of Anwar. Anwar, since Ronald Reagan, they've been trying. Ronald Reagan couldn't do it. Bush couldn't do it. Nobody could do it. I got it done. The biggest site probably in the world, drilling in Alaska, they ended it the first day of the Biden administration. I mean, you think about it. They ended it the first day of the Biden administration, a site that would have been almost the size of Saudi Arabia, maybe bigger, and they ended it. But we'll do it again. We can do it again. We'll get it done again. When you reduce the price of energy, everything else is going to come down. And when everything else comes down, what we'll be able to do is get the interest rates down, and we're going to get our country back. Because our country, the way it's going right now, is going into a depression. We're going into a depression, like a 1929 type depression, and we're not going to let that happen. But we're going to drill, we're going to get energy down, everything else. When they held it back, the energy became so oppressive, so expensive, that everything went up, and you had inflation at a level that you hadn't seen in 52 years, and it's still horrible. But we're going to bring energy down, way down. We're going to get the interest rates down. We're going to get back to a great life. We're going to strengthen up our military, and we're going to be able to deal with China and Russia and everybody, and they're not going to play with us. They're not going to play with us. Thank you. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, go ahead.
Is it on? Okay. God bless you, President
Thank you
Trump.
very much. God bless you.
My name's Christine. I'm from Atkinson, New Hampshire, and engaging with young voters is crucial. Here in New Hampshire, we have American First warriors like Caroline Leavitt. How do you plan to engage with Gen Z voters?
Well, I think we're doing that, and I'll tell you what, you would be shocked, like Charlie Kirk and others, the job that they do with their youth. It's a youth movement. It really is. That's another movement. You would be shocked to see how popular we are on college campuses. Much different than what you read, much different than what you hear. But one of the things about having this horrible thing take place, where we've lived in 4 years of hell in this country in many ways, more ways than you even know. But one of the things is they have shown how bad they are. And we'll be able to do things now to get it straight out. We have to make our cities safe again. We have to clean up our areas. We have to get things going in this country again. They've shown how bad things are. The voting is so dishonest. People see it. People see it. All you have to do is just have a little common sense, and you see the level of dishonesty, because we want strong borders. We want great elections. We want strong elections. We want great education. And all of the things that have happened in the last 4 years have shown how bad these policies are. And it's actually, in a certain way, going to make it much easier for us. Okay, one or two more. Go ahead. Do you have anybody over there? What happened to that man with the mic? Let's go over here.
Hi, my name's Tony. I'm actually
Tony.
here from the Cape, all the way from Cape Cod.
Nice place.
Very nice. I just have a question on election integrity. So we're all here for...
Or lack of integrity.
Thank you. That was going to be my next question.
Lack
How are
of-
we going to take back 2020? I know we got 2024, but we need to still work on what happened with 2020. And how are we going to make America great again by taking back the 2020 debacle?
The best thing we could do right now, and there are a lot of people working very hard on 2020, because, history, you can't forget history. If you forget, you're doomed to failure in the future. But there are many cases going on right now. You know that. I think you're involved in some of them. But there are many cases going on right now in different states. If you look at Wisconsin, what they found out in Wisconsin, they were one crazy vote away from turning over the election. And they should have turned it over. This was a political whack job that voted the wrong way. And other judges on that panel just excoriated him. But you look at what's happened in some of these states. They get it. They know what happened. But you know what we have to do? Never forget that. I'm not one of these saying you have to forget it. So many people say, sir, put it in the background. You can't forget. Because if you forget, they're going to do it again. What we have to do is we have to win. Because, you're talking about a very short period of time. We have to win, and we have to win big. We have to win. We have to really swamp them. If you swamp them, there's not a thing they can do. There's a level at which they can't do it. And to be honest, we did so well last time, I sort of thought we swapped them, but they used COVID to cheat, among other things. So they used COVID to cheat. We're not going to let that happen, and we're not going to hopefully have any of that. But we have to watch. The most important thing you can do is on election night, meaning election period, I'm sorry to say. France just had an election recently, 36 million votes, all paper ballot. You had voter ID, and it was same day. So you had same day, voter ID, all paper ballot. The election was over at 10 o'clock. The numbers were cast. Everybody went home. Congratulations. There were tears and there was joy, you know? And that's what we should do. Same day voting. Because when you have voting that lasts for 44 days and everybody's looking around and moving things around and why is this truck here? What are those things that are moving in and moving out? People have to have confidence in elections. People have to have confidence. The problem is we have a lot of people without courage. That includes judges. We have judges that looked and they said, oh boy, I'm not turning this over. They didn't have courage. They didn't have courage to do what should have been done. But we can never forget that. And it just, a lot of people are continue on. We have to win though now. Now we have one coming up and we have to win like never before. We have to get more votes than anybody ever got. And we have to watch those polling places, stand over those. You know, they threw our people that were watching, our poll watchers, they call them. They had thugs, in many cases, throwing them out of the room. And these were good people. And they'd say, I'm a poll watcher. Get out of here. Get the hell out of here. I mean, they intimidated these people. And it was just such a horrible, corrupt election. We have to have courage. And if we don't have courage, you're not going to have a country. I love your question. I love your question. Now we have to win, and we have to win bigger than ever before, and we'll get it all straightened out. Okay, we'll do one more. How about one more? Go ahead. Now, this is a bad question, or if I don't give a great answer, I'll do another one. Because, you know, Elton John said, encores are very dangerous. You do a fantastic concert, everyone's going crazy. Then you do an encore of a song, it's good. Then you do another encore, and the song doesn't work. And you leave, everyone said, what a rotten job. But you're never going to say that about Trump, right? Let's go.
President Trump, my name is Brendan, and I would just like to know, what is your plan for dealing with the growing threat of North Korea?
North Korea has been a good example of what intelligence is. I got along great with Kim Jong-un. We had a very tough start. I called him Little Rocket Man. I called him Rocket Man. I called him lots of things he called us. And then one day I got a phone call, and they said, you know, we want to get together. And the Olympics in South Korea was coming up. Nobody bought it. They weren't selling anything. And all of a sudden, I got North Korea to participate in the Olympics, and the thing sold out like in 2 days. It was incredible. We did a great job with North Korea. We will be able to deal with North Korea. I don't think this administration will be able to deal with North Korea. Okay, one more. Go ahead, one more. Yes, ma'am.
President Trump, I believe most Americans can agree that the radical left's defund the police movement was destructive to our police force.
It's still going on, too, by the way.
Absolutely. When you are president, what will be done to correct the getting our police up to par with proper training, with proper numbers, and get them back on track? So
you're talking to the right person. We are taking care of our police. I did. You know, when I was in office, we had billions of dollars worth of Army equipment, Marine equipment, naval equipment, billions in storage rooms all over the United States. And Obama didn't want to get it out because he said it looked too tough. It didn't look good to give it. I said immediately, get it out. I gave billions and billions of dollars. You know what I'm talking about. All of this ex-military equipment. It was incredible. And for safety, including trucks that were armor plated, I gave it all to the police. We got it out. It was sitting there drawing dust, but very valuable stuff. We took care of our police. We are going to take care of our police, and we're going to make sure that we support our police, because our police can solve the problems of our cities instantaneously if you let them do their job. And we love our police, and we love our firemen and everybody else that does, but we have to support them, and we can't have them be afraid that if they use one wrong word, their life is ruined. We can't let that happen. And you know, one other thing, they do an incredible job, and you have bad apples. Every once in a while something happens, it shouldn't happen, and we have to understand things like that can happen. We have to support our police. These are great American patriots. They used to do a job, now they're not allowed to do the job. We have to allow, especially in our cities that are rotting and decaying, we have to let our police back. We have to let them do the job that only they can do. They're fantastic people, and we are with them, and we're going to help fund them. We're not defunding, we're going to fund our police. Thank you, great question. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. This is an incredible place. This was a great day. I enjoyed it so much. I want to thank Steve and all of these incredible endorsers, because that's a record-setting endorse. But I want to thank you all. God bless you all. We'll be back. God bless you all. That's good. Well, thank you very much. What a group this is. Ooh. And we want to thank the fire marshals, because they had a lot of work to do to get this crowd. We got a lot of people outside, thousands, and this is really great. We're very, very honored to be here in Manchester, a place that I've gotten to know very well on the political trail and love, and in particular to be in the great state of New Hampshire. As I promised you, and as you know from the beginning, I fought to protect and defend New Hampshire's beloved first in the nation primary, and you got it. You got it. And next year, we're going to make history together when we win New Hampshire primary for the third straight time. We've had a lot of success here. Today, I'm deeply honored to receive the endorsements of more than 50 New Hampshire state legislators, many of whom are on stage with us, and some of whom are in the audience, because I think structurally, maybe the stage couldn't take it. But I just want to introduce them, if I could, quickly. They're great people. They went out there right from the beginning. Most of them have been with us right from the beginning, and we love them, and they're just special people. Representatives Kimberly Iber, Louis Andrus, Glenn Bailey, Harry Bean, Jacob Brouillard, Claudine Burnham, hello Claudine, Tim Cahill, Jose Cambrils, Brian Cole, Deborah DeSimone, Ron Dunn, Tracy Emmerich, thank you, Tracy, Keith Erf, Larry Gagne, Ted Gorski, Gerald Griffin, Tina Harley, Juliet Harvey Bolia, Gregory Hill, thank you, Gregory, Thomas Kuzinski, Diane Kelly, Stephen Kennedy, Abul Khan, John Levitt, Nikki McCarter, Valerie McDonald, Charles Melvin, Dane Nagel, thank you, Dane, Christine Perez, Joseph Petre, Tom Plowsage, John Puderstick, Kevin Pratt, Arlene Quartiello, Andrew Renzolo, Jennifer Rhodes, Terry Roy, John Sellers, thank you, John, Vanessa Sheehan, Lisa Smart. Look, these are endorsements. How good is this? Lisa Smart. Thank you. These are endorsements. James Spillane, Jonathan Stone,